Shalom, my dear friends. Shalom from the holy city of Jerusalem, Yerushalayim, Ir HaKodesh. Today, the 14th day of the month of Sivan of the year 5777, corresponding to the 8th of June of the year 2017. And we continue today with our studies in the Tanakh, in Sefer Iyov, the book of Job, and in the holy Mishnah, tractate Shabbat. And I hope that everybody is now all receiving video and audio, and we're able to proceed with today's studies. Shalom, today, the 14th day of the month of Sivan of the year 5777, corresponding to the 8th of June of the year 2017. And today we continue with our studies in the book of Job, Sefer Iyov, standing now on the very threshold of the true climax of this extraordinary work of biblical literature, now about to enter into what, in my personal view, is perhaps one of the most sublime of all passages in biblical literature, a passage of profound depth, when after all of the debates between Iyov and his companions, with Iyov having begged and requested that God would answer him, in our chapter begins indeed the answer of God to Iyov. Vaya'an Hashem et Iyov min ha'se'ara vayomar. God answered Job from the se'ara, from the storm wind, and he spoke. What an extraordinary and awesome moment after all of the suffering of Job and after all of the reproofs of his companions, after the careful preparation by Elihu in the last chapters of Job to attain these heights that he now reaches when God himself speaks to Iyov as a prophet of the nations. God speaks to Job out of the se'ara, the storm wind. Well, these chapters certainly deserve some introduction to understand what lies ahead of us. God will challenge Job with a succession of questions that leave Job baffled by the details of God's providence over the entire universe, baffled and stunned into silence and humility. Indeed, this is perhaps the purpose of the whole book, to cut down our arrogance and bring us to humility, for it is out of the attribute of humility that comes wisdom. And Job had expressed that his goal is to attain wisdom, and now after the preparations of Elihu, the Almighty himself reveals to Job the secrets of wisdom. So in the first of these chapters, chapters 38 and 39, there is a succession of these questions, a total of 50 questions enumerated by our sages that God puts to Job one after the other in the most beautiful of language, challenging Job with these depictions of different aspects of the creation of the luminaries, the heavens, the earth hanging upon nothing, the elements, and then coming to the wildlife and the mysteries of the wildlife. And then later on in this series of addresses to Job by the Almighty,